Hi everyone, hi beautiful people, hope you are fine. I don't know which country you're watching me from, but I think you are doing better. In the previous videos, as I said, we are continuing with our subtopic of stores, STEORS. But in the previous videos, we were talking about why do we store. Previously, I said that majorly we store, or why do we store? We store to preserve materials, goods, or finished or unfinished goods. Secondly, is allocation of materials when needed. Thirdly, is accountability and follow-up of goods. Fourthly, safeguard from risks like damage, distortion, fire, theft, and others. And we said pending order reservations. And lastly, we said easy inventory management. I hope maybe we're at par. And today we are going to be talking about types of. We are going to continue with types of stores, but we have to understand that lately I say that stores or storehouse is a place where within or a building provided for preserving materials, goods, and finished or unfinished goods. So that place where we reserve it is called a storehouse, right? And a person who is responsible for that storehouse, majorly you may call him or you may call her a storekeeper or a store manager. Right there are many types. We have majorly the big subtopics types of stores. We call them functional stores and physical stores. But before we head to those types of functional or physical functional or physical stores, we are going to first know what determines our types of stores. For everyone to be able so that you can put up a store, you have to know what really you depend on so that you can have a particular type of store. First and foremost, you have to understand that every business or the type of business or an organization which you are going to be holding, it has a type of store you are going to be required to put across, right? So the type of business determines the type of store you have to be in charge of. So one of the determinants of the type of store you have to be with, it is the type or the business or the organization type, right? Secondly, location of action or operation. Your business, after you knowing your business, you have to know where really suitable your location or your type or location of your business, right? Or your operations. So where really you usually allocate or where you are located, it will also determine the type of store you have to put so that you can be in charge of the goods or services provide in your business. Thirdly, the raw materials handled, right? You have to look at the raw materials handled. Are they heavy? Are they light? So, the kind of raw materials which you are going to be handling for a particular business or for a particular organization determine the type of store you are going to be able to construct at a particular time or to put across at a particular time. So you have to take note that this type of materials or this type of raw materials are going to be held in such a way so that you can be able to put a proper store. And another thing which determines the type of store you have to be in charge, the marketplace. All of us we understand that after we putting in businesses, we have to take our goods or services to those who need them in the marketplaces. So that means that sometimes we have to allocate stores depending on the marketplaces where they are located. You may find that in case maybe our marketplaces that are distant from our organizations or from our business operations, that means even the stores we may be take note of bringing them closer to the marketplaces. So that means that even marketplaces, the marketplaces of our business or organizations determine our type of stores to set up in a particular place. Another thing, we can talk about durability of the materials. How are the materials which you are going to be using, or how are our goods, the finished goods, how are they durable? Right? How are they durable? You may find that some of the goods which we bring in, their long life or their lifespan is too short. That means that we have to take note of the stores where we have to keep them. And in case maybe you find that the durability of these goods or raw materials which you are holding in our companies or in our organizations of operation, that means that if their lifespan is too long, it means that we have to get the stores which are suitable for such materials because of their durability. So lifespan of materials which are going to be held in our organization determine also the type of stores we have to set up in a particular business or our operations. Lastly, vulnerability to damage or distortions. So the kind of raw materials, the kind of goods which are holding in our businesses, how vulnerable are they to damage or distortion, right? You may find that some of the goods which are holding our organization, they are too fragile. The raw materials, they are too fragile to breaking. Their raw material, they are too fragile to distortion. So that means that even such goods or such materials, they have types of, they determine the type of, they determine the type of store you have to set up in a particular business operation, right? So with such information, I think maybe we shall end up here so that we can pick up another time. If you find this video useful, you can comment, share, and like. We'll meet in the next video in God's grace. Amen.